All right, let's get right into it. If you're an athlete, doesn't matter if you're a pro or just a weekend warrior, you know that how you train is everything. But what if I told you that how you recover is just as important, and that there's this massive piece of the puzzle that almost everyone is missing?
I mean, listen to this. This is from a 42-year-old ultra runner, and wow, does it capture a feeling we all know. It's that post-workout soreness, that feeling that your feet have just taken an absolute beating.
I'm betting it does. You know that sensation, right? Your joints feel like someone poured glue in them a couple hours after you pushed yourself. So the big question is, what is actually going on inside our bodies?
Well, the answer isn't just about your muscles being tired. Nope. It's in a part of your body that's, kind of been ignored in most training and recovery plans. We need to talk about the missing link, your fascia. So try to picture fascia as this incredible three-dimensional web that runs through your entire body. It's what holds you together, gives you your shape, and lets all your muscles talk to each other and work as a team. When this system is happy and healthy, you feel amazing. When it's not, well, that's where that glue-like stiffness comes from. And that heavy, stiff feeling, it actually has a name: stuck stress. What's happening is that all those repetitive movements from your training are causing a kind of cellular dehydration in your fascia. The tissue literally gets squeezed, it loses its fluid, and it gets thick. This densification is the real bad guy behind your pain and stiffness.
And look at this. This shows it perfectly. On the left, you've got healthy, youthful fascia. See that beautiful, wavy lattice pattern? That's what makes you elastic and springy. Now look at the right. That's what happens from overuse and not enough recovery. The fibers are a mess. They're disorganized, matted, basically stuck together. That is a recipe for disaster, for injury, and for pain.
Here's a really easy way to think about it. Healthy fascia is like a big, plump, juicy sponge. It's super resilient and absorbent. But that stuck stress from all your hard work squeezes all the fluid out, leaving you with a dry, stiff, and brittle sponge. So the whole goal of recovery is to rehydrate that sponge. So, how do we rehydrate the sponge? It's actually way simpler than you might think. We're going to walk through a daily 10-minute routine that does exactly that. And we're starting with your feet, the literal foundation of your whole body. All we're going to need are two simple tools, a soft ball and a firm ball. Now, they might look kind of similar, but they have totally different jobs. The soft ball is all about preparation. It's for gently waking up the tissue. The firm ball, on the other hand, that's for investigation. We're going to go a little deeper to find and treat those specific spots that are all dried out. Okay, let's grab that softball. First up is compression. You're going to place the ball right under the center of your foot and just apply some gentle, tolerable pressure, maybe 5 to 10 times. Next, we glide. Move the ball so it's just in front of your heel and slowly roll it back and forth. Remember, this whole first part is about being gentle and just getting the tissue ready. Okay, keeping the ball in that same spot, now you're going to create a little wiggle. This is called shear, and it starts to work that fluid back in. Then we do something called a rinse, which is just rolling with consistent pressure from your toes all the way to your heel, about 3 or 4 times. And to finish, you do 10 seconds of super light friction. Just rub your foot on the ball. All right, time for the firm ball. We're going to start with an indirect shear. So put your heel just behind the ball and let your toes just drape over it. Lean forward a bit, then curl and spread your toes a few times. This is cool because it uses your own muscles to get that fluid moving. Now for the investigative part, the glide. Slowly roll from just in front of your heel toward the back. What are you looking for? Anything that feels kind of grainy or crunchy. That's it. That's the dehydration you're looking for.
So once you find one of those spots, you're going to go back to just in front of the heel for a direct shear. Just a small, tight little wiggle to really lubricate that tissue. Then we rinse again, always one way from toe to heel. And finish it all off with a final light friction. And that's it. 1 foot done.
So, you've done 1 foot. How in the world do you know if it actually did anything? This is where it gets really, really cool. We're going to see what this little treatment did to your body's internal balancing system. It's autopilot.
See, your brain is always working in the background, kind of like a GPS. It's using all this information from your joints and your tissues to figure out where your center of gravity is. That's your autopilot system, and it's what keeps you stable. But when your fascia is all dried out, the signal gets fuzzy. This treatment helps make that signal crystal clear again. So before you even start, I want you to try this quick test. Just stand with your feet together, close your eyes, and just Notice, where's your weight? Are you clenching any muscles? Do your legs feel uneven? Now, for the real test, try to lift all 10 of your toes off the ground. If your body starts to drift or sway, that's a pretty good sign your autopilot isn't working as efficiently as it could be. Now, after you treat just one foot, stand back up and do that same assessment. The changes can be, and I'm not kidding, immediate and pretty profound. You might notice that the leg you treated feels more seamless, while the other leg feels kind of clunky and segmented. Your footprints might feel more balanced. For a lot of people, one arm will actually hang longer on the treated side. That's because the tension has been released all the way up your body. And that drift when you lift your toes, a lot of the time, it's just gone.
Okay, this is amazing for pain relief and for balance for sure, but what does it mean for your performance? Well, this simple routine isn't just about feeling better. It's about unlocking a whole new level of your athletic potential.
See, by doing this, you are actively training your connective tissue. You're not just recovering, you are building a body that is fundamentally more resilient, more elastic, and in the end, way more powerful. This is an active part of becoming a better athlete. What's so wild is the science behind explosive movement. It's called the catapult mechanism. When you jump or sprint, your muscles actually stay pretty much the same length. The real power comes from your fascia, all that connective tissue, stretching and recoiling like a yo-yo spring. That's what launches you forward.
So here's the bottom line. When you rehydrate your fascia, you are literally restoring its youthful, springy architecture. You're training your connective tissue to have that gazelle-like elastic recoil, and that translates directly to more effortless power and more speed in whatever sport you play.
And do you know what the best part is? Unlocking all this potential, reversing that tissue damage, and totally rebooting your body's foundation, it doesn't take hours at the gym. It takes just 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day, that's all.
Look, at the end of the day, those aches and pains, that stiffness, those are signals. That's your body trying to talk to you. And this routine, it gives you a way to not only listen, but to actually respond, to take control of your own recovery, your resilience, and your performance. So the only question left is, are you ready?